Welcome back to Eatsy, where if we can make Doornail meat buns, then so can you. So why are they called Doornail meat buns? Legend has it, a Qing dynasty empress was bored of her usual 1,400 dishes and demanded something new. In desperation to fulfill her request, the chef resorted to picking up one of the servants' dishes made of leftover suet and meat. He snuck it onto the table, hoping she wouldn't notice, but the empress was drawn to its ugliness. She demanded to know its name, and in a panic, he just blurted out the first thing that he looked at, which happened to be antiquity doornails like these. And thus, Doornail meat buns were born. The first optional step is to make some flavored water. This is green onion, ginger, and star anise that was put into boiling water and left to soak overnight. To make the dough, we're going to start with 500 grams or 17 ounces of flour. To the flour, we're going to add 300 grams or 10.5 ounces of water. You want the water to be quite warm, about 40 to 50 degrees. So basically, if you can't touch the water, it's too hot and you gotta let it cool down. Gradually add the water to the flour, form it into a ball, cover it with a lid, and set it aside to let it rest while you prepare the rest of the ingredients. We're gonna need about a quarter cup of oil for in the filling, so you can either use ordinary oil or go the extra mile like we did here, and fry some onions into the oil to make onion flavored oil. Fry the onions until they're golden brown and then strain the oil out of them. To start preparing the fillings, we're going to start with 1,000 grams, or 35 ounces of ground beef. The first bit of seasoning is going to be some ground black pepper to taste. Then 1 teaspoon of ginger powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce, and as you start stirring that together, you can gradually start adding your 2 cups of flavored water. If you didn't make the flavored water, just regular water is fine. Make sure you add the water very gradually because we want the meat to absorb the water. After stirring for a time, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of light soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce. Mix that into the beef, and then we're going to add 1 egg white. Then we're going to add in the fried onion oil. Again, if you didn't make the onion flavored oil, just regular oil is fine. Mix all that in thoroughly, and when you think you have it stirred enough, just stir it a little bit longer. We're looking at a good 5 minutes worth of mixing. The very last step is that we want to finely dice some red onion. We want about a cup of onion, but we want to add it last, because we don't want the onion to be incorporated into the meat for too long. If the onion is included in your long stirring process, it's going to change the flavor of your filling. So make sure you add it last. Heading back to the dough, we're going to be preparing it very similarly to we did in our dumplings video. After letting the dough rest, we're going to knead it into a ball. And then Auntie's going to work it into a donut shape that she'll keep on expanding bigger and bigger. Then she'll break the donut into a long tube and roll it out until the tube is about 2 inches in diameter. Then, starting at one end, she'll pull little pieces off. Each piece of dough should weigh about 15 grams. When you have all the little dough balls made, roll them around in the flour and then squish them flat under your palm. Then Auntie is going to roll them underneath her rolling pin. If you want to see this action in more detail, we have some close-up shots in our dumplings video on our playlist. Unlike the dumplings, these little dough balls have to be spread out even thinner and wider. You want each one to be about 4 inches wide at a minimum, 4.5 would be easier. Then you can start adding filling to your wrappers. You want about 30 grams of filling per each wrapper. To close them, fold the dough accordion style back and forth over itself, around and around in a circle. When you reach the end of the dough, you can just give it a little twist to lock it closed. Then you just have to do that over and over again until all your filling and dough is used up. Starting at one side, pinch the dough together, and then fold it back and forth accordion style over itself. Repeat this action all the way around the edge of the dough and then give it a twist to seal it closed. Eventually, you'll get a whole pile of little meat buns that look just like this. Over at the stove, we're going to add some oil to a large pan over medium to high heat. You can add your meat buns to the pan, leaving enough space between them that you can flip them over easily. When you have them all in place, put a lid over it and let them cook until the bottoms are golden brown. Make sure you check on them because you don't want them to burn. Once the bottoms are golden brown, you can flip them over and cook them golden brown on the other side. Be sure to cover them with the lid once more. When they're done, you can collect them in a bowl that you can keep them warm in until you're ready to serve them. And there you have it, Beijing Doornail meat buns. They're made similarly to dumplings, but the dough is a lot thinner and they have a lot more filling. If you tried this recipe, please let us know how they turned out for you down in the comments. We release a new video every week, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Also, if you give the like button a click, it will let us know that you enjoy this type of content. We hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.